10 seconds remaining.
Look at this, perfect timing.
5 seconds remaining.
You know, hopefully this music mix isn't like full of copyright stuff, actually. That'd be kind of embarrassing. I haven't tried that one out yet, so hopefully the 5 minutes of that was good. You know, saying that, I should also make sure that my last VOD didn't get muted for the in-between that I used. It shouldn't. Everything should be vetted and fine, but you never know. I've had my VODs muted in the past, so. While I'm back here, and we've just had our 4th pick, so really want to kind of dive into this draft a little bit, but we are going to make sure, not that there's much I can do about it. But it looks like everything is good. Yeah, it looks like we're totally fine, so hooray to me.
Radiant team.
Anyway, University of Illinois. Had that first pick Pudge, they go with Grimstroke Lich. This is just kind of a traditionally strong combo. Grimstroke Lich, obviously, you get the Soulbind plus the Chain Frost, lots of magic nuke coming out. But you also have the idea of this Soulbind into the Sinister Gaze, which, as the 2-hero Fear, can be just incredibly powerful. Wraith King also has been traditionally, you know, kind of a carry for the last long time. Recently, we've seen the resurgence of offlane Wraith King with this improved Aghanim Scepter, kind of delaying the death of all your allied heroes. And it's actually been very strong, and this hero in the offlane, and I shudder to say it, can pick up an item like a Radiance and be a very annoying teamfight presence. So, with the improved skeletons, you can get the skeleton talent, you're actually a pretty good pusher as well. You can farm jungle creeps very fast. You fit this kind of idea of the tanky meta.
5 seconds remaining.
I'd be surprised to see this as a carry here. I'd expect this to be the offlane, and they're going to last pick up either a mid or a carry. Meanwhile, RIT go for that Warlock Avenge, a very potent support duo. Invoker, one of the more contested mids so far at the International. Razor, Lifestealer, heroes that we don't see a ton of. Razor picked definitively because of this Wraith King, so they're expecting it to be a carry. I really don't expect that, and I think University of Illinois could pick up a ranged hero here, a ranged carry perhaps, and be very strong. Gotta scan my bans, but a hero like a Muerta here would just be very, very powerful, and, you know, Muerta deals a lot of damage. You're able to stay away from the Razor, the AoE silence. Gonna be good for kind of canceling that upheaval on the backlines, maybe. And Pierce the Veil, gonna get away from this majority physical damage coming in from the Lifestealer, gonna be coming in from the Razor. And even Invoker puts out a good amount of right-click damage now as the universal hero. Been seeing a lot of Hurricane Pike picked up early on Invoker just because you hit so hard. And they're actually gonna go for the Slark, so hero that it's not amazing against the Razor, but can always build up an Aghanim Scepter, use that pounce, get away from the static link. Excuse me. And Lifestealer, a hero that we've seen experimented a little bit with, but this hero just not so potent against high-strength, tanky heroes. The Feast never seems to do enough, in my opinion. Like, back in the day, you pick up this hero when they've got beefy strength, of course, because you deal that percentage-based damage, but recently, Lifestealer just feels like the damage isn't always there, and it's relatively easy to kite this hero. Especially last picking, or I guess second to last picking this hero, against a first pick Pudge that you know is going to be in a core role. Dismember can shut down Lifestealer pretty hard. And the sustained fights from Wraith King as well, like, you don't want to just be stuck hitting a Wraith King in these team fights. So I do think N1's going to have his work cut out for him. I think this is going to be a very difficult game for him to stick on targets. The Slark going to pose problems. You don't want to be stuck hitting that Wraith King forever. And Pudge, you know, Pudge is really going to be that meaty target you go for, but you need to play very much around the Dismember, so I think this is going to be a struggle for him. On the right side, Argent going to have a good mid matchup here against the Pudge. Invoker should be pretty dominant in that lane. And Kion Razor is going to have that melee hero to fight up against. Slark in lane should have most of his damage kind of sucked away perpetually. Really hope this loads me into the game. Oh no. Don't do this. Oh no. Everything's disconnected. What's happened? What has happened? We're having some disaster, apparently. This is gonna make me mauled continuously. I mean, this really is gonna get on my nerves. We'll be back into the game as soon as we can be. We'll just run into some network issue. This has happened just at, like, arbitrary times for me recently. I don't know what causes it. I really don't. I do apologize. It's something that should be fixed in the coming weeks. It's just, you know, doesn't make me happy, let me say. Should be back now. Missed the pre-game, but looks like it went 2 runes apiece. So we're gonna claim that we missed nothing. Looks like every hero's full HP here, every hero's fine. Dropped for what? A minute and 30, a minute 40, something like that. So apologies for that, but should be back into the game, so let me know if we're having continuing issues and I'll continue to resolve them as they come up, but like I said, something that should be fixed, you know, going forward in the next couple of weeks, but something I have to work around for now. Anyway, back into the broadcast. I did say Argent should have a pretty happy time here against Aftershock, and we're seeing it with some of that early harass coming in, so I'm gonna look for Invoker to really win this lane and continue to bully the Pudge as time continues to go. Down bottom, we're gonna see the supports trading off, Blood Grenade even tossed out, and Warlock level 1 with that Fatal Bond's not gonna be able to stand up to the pressure, but just a good trade, and ahead on regen as well there, so nice trade for the side of RIT. And if you're just joining us, lanes in game number 1 were very tight, very tightly contested, so we ended up having pretty much the most even lanes that we've seen to date in the NACE season, so looking to see RIT continue to keep up that pressure in lanes, especially Kai. Pretty good matchup here against the Slark. Saw a smoke mistakenly popped in the back, but good Art Frog. No one saw that, right? Not too impactful, just a little bit of lost gold there, but not gonna make a huge difference. But yeah, you can see it in the early waves. Kai are gonna be very, very happy here, and if they can ever establish the lane in a good position for themselves, RIT will be in a pretty dominant position in this lane. And just looking down towards the bot lane, we haven't touched on this one yet, but N1 again in lane should be pretty happy here. Milnil not going to be able to do much against the Lifestealer, able to heal up from all of his hits, so not going to be much pressure added here. And really, if anything's gonna happen in these lanes, it's going to be RIT, the aggressors in kind of any movement that happens. In this game, there is ganking potential from the Venge. Venge can run down towards the mid lane when the time allows, and because Invoker should be pretty dominant here, I'd expect a rotation to the mid to come around these rune timings. Just to continue to abuse the fact that Pudge, you know, can't really do anything he wants in this lane. Meanwhile, yeah, for the side of Illinois, both supports not really looking to make those rotations. Grimstroke can, but see a little jump here, AMA player But that Inkswell popped on him. Looks like he'll be first to jump and get the kill. Goldar Frog just barely living to the side. But Kai had to run out of the way and... Oh, the Fairy Fire! It's enough! I was gonna say that level 2 Plasma Field might get him, but... Now Kai might be a little disappointed he's got the 2 points in Plasma Field instead of the Static Link, because Slark really can't deal with this ability very well. Down bottom, N1 just able to keep putting some pressure. But we will keep our eyes up on this top lane, as really this should be where any potential action is. And Gold Frog with a nice double stack pull here. And yeah, with RIT just going for the hard pull of their own, they're going to lose a full wave to this small camp. This Gold Frog, yeah, thought about channeling up, but gonna have to drop it for now. And RIT gonna have to settle for farming up this small camp, make sure that it's not available for future pulls. In the mid, I do believe we saw both water runes. No, they did grab the water runes eventually. I was gonna say, neither of these heroes really cares too much about the water runes, but Aftershock did go for the bottle, so he's gonna take his, and Invoker gonna go across and make sure he doesn't get both for himself. Pudge with that hook able to go for him, and up top we saw another jump. AMA player this time bit off a little bit more than he could chew. So the full Static Link did come out. Kai skills up that Storm Surge, thinking about chasing down Gold Frog, but not going to get him again as he escapes on a sliver. But still a nice trade going to come out for RIT there, as they'll be happy to take down AMA player any way they can. Lane's going better for them this game, as all 3 top CS heroes and 10 denies on the mid. It's just as expected, Invoker having an absolutely free time here in the mid. Aftershock still able to find some CS, so he's not getting obliterated here, but he's going to be behind in those levels. And Pudge definitely a hero that wants to get levels early. A little bit of a go here, but just burn off the mana. But yeah, Pudge definitely a hero that wants to make sure he gets those early levels when you're playing him on the mid. Up top, we do see another go with the Inkswell. Looks like it's going to be another kill with Razor back in the base as well. N1 was low as well, but fine on the side of the tower. Just going to farm up some skeletons. And has a big wave pushing him here. He's actually going to struggle to farm this. Milnil just levels to 5 here. And N1 so low, it's going to be hard for him to tank these creeps. Generally, this is the last problem you'd think a Lifestealer would have, but have to be a little bit careful of the pressure. Now Wraith King has gone away, so able to farm a little bit more securely, and just fine farming under tower. Double damage was secured by Aftershock, able to use that hook to grab up the runes, and RIT again not putting much attention there. Should be able to purge it off with the tornado if he wants, but Aftershock not really able to kind of click anyway, so Argent feels no need to waste the mana for that, just going to be content to farm up the creeps as they push in, and another go top. Gary's going to trade out for each other as Kai did go down first. Twistor lost vision and guesses wrong with the Wave of Terror there. As Illinois, very aggressive and surprisingly so. I mean, it's hard to go with the Inkswell. Feels like it's their only way back in this lane, I suppose, so they will continue to go with Slark pouncing in with these Inkswells, and with the level 3 Dark Pact as well, they can put out lots of magic damage. But that's more what I'd expect to happen, so I suppose Kai just falling low eventually, starting to burn through some of those raindrop charges. I do have to wonder if he wouldn't prefer to have another point in the Static Link in this lane against Slark. Feels like that would just make AMA players' lane just disastrous. I mean, I don't know how you can farm with the minus 72 damage. Wisdom Rune gonna be grabbed up late, but better late than never. Aftershock picks up an illusion rune as well, but looks like he's not going to think about making any rotation for the time being. Oh, hook just off the mark. Argent needs to be a little bit careful. He's pretty low on mana, so wouldn't be able to get too many spells off. Does have the Midas, though, so he'll be very happy for himself. 52 and 20 denies. Meanwhile, Milner with 19. Just making the lives of these enemy heroes so sad. And we do see more kills up top and bottom. Really not the best day for watching all the kills as across the lanes we go. But support's going to be grabbed from either side, so 1-for-1 trade about as far apart as they possibly can be. AMA player does find that level 6 now and be able to start to recover, but his net worth, he's pretty happy despite not having the most CS, despite being pretty heavily contested. Sitting up there second in net worth and ahead of Kai as well. Plasma field, but not enough damage. And Dark Pack, Shadow Dance can be just fine. Kai, oh, the stun! Just enough damage on that magic missile. Wow, that was close. Another kill down bottom as well, so blink and you'll miss it as action across top and bot lane this game. See Milnil going for the armlet this game. I do think, and this is the trend that I kind of am scared to say, but it seems like Midas is kind of the play. I mean, if you're not going to go Radiance here, I think you might like to turn this Gloves into a Midas if you can get away with it. Just because scaling into the late game seems to be kind of how everyone wants to play now, so very tempting to turn Midas in as well and just, you know, continue to get your farm up, but Milno has other plans. They want to go fast and hard early. Slark working on Diffusal Blade as well, so no Midas for him. And Kai bringing out the ult build with the Falcon Blade. This is another hero that I wouldn't have been surprised to see an early Midas on, as we do see 4 heroes brought up to the top lane. Argent here, Invis as well. AMA player, gonna see the Ghost Walk effect, and that's gonna spoil the gank.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So a little bit of wasted time there, as Aftershock is gonna make the move up as well with the bottled shield rune. Does pop up that shield rune, ends up losing a bottle charge because of it as he picks up the bounty after the fact. And RIT thinking about putting a siege on, but careful from the south. TP's coming in as well, and there's going to be a party here from Illinois as AMA player going to lead it off onto Kai. Kai falling low, but able to run his way away. Gets the static link off, but the Inkswell eventually looking to take him down, or as he tries to run away, the Chain Frost does come in, takes him down. Poker goes down to the side as well, and Aftershock going to clean up a second kill with Wistor, make it a third as Warlock goes down as well. Illinois able to stretch their limits. AMA player going in first, a little bit of a scary position there, but ends up setting up 4 kills for his team. N1, just like the first game, the only surviving member of his team, this time able to put some pressure onto the tier 1. But as Aftershock comes back, he's got that fresh Blink Dagger, goes into Dismember. Infest there, gonna go turn for Supa instead. He gets the rage off, that's gonna be a freebie. He's gonna go toe-to-toe with Aftershock. This time looks like he's losing as the tower helping out, but Kai here and the RIT squad in to back him up. Argent as well, and looks like Kai gonna claim that kill onto the Pudge. Well, Darkfrog now in trouble, has to run away, but can Brimstroke really get out of this? The answer is gonna be no. He will fall as well. So 3 good kills. RIT needed those to start to come back and make sure that things didn't get out of control. And this time, N1 able to get involved early. We'll finish up an armlet, and he'll work towards a Radiance next. Meanwhile, Milno going for that full aggression build, has the armlet, looking for a Blink Dagger. He'll go the Shard afterwards as well, so worried about maybe getting his mana burned off, but for now, only the EMP to do that, though it can be rather scary. Don't want to have to pop that that ultimate by yourself before an EMP goes off when you're still pretty healthy, I suppose. And Argent is looking for him. Ghostwalk particles are going to show, and there was a blink over to the side. Kai in a little bit of trouble, gets a nice static link off. but gonna pop it early as now Argent left on the back by himself. Ghostwalk is on cooldown. They're gonna split the damage. Aftershock hooks in Kai, and Kai goes down, but Argent able to get that Ghostwalk off afterwards, and eventually turns himself around and just goes down. The chain thrust in from the side. It's a little bit greedy there. Looked like the split damage in from University of Illinois was going to be a problem, but Invoker turns himself back around and turns himself back around into death. Illinois wants to stay down here as well, putting more pressure on towards the tier 2. They have a whole heap of skeletons ready to take this tower if they can sustain the pressure as well. And it looks like RIT going to be forced to back off. Looking top, AMA player was going with N1 underneath the tower. This time going to try and pounce away. TP is under the tower, is spotted out, is taken down. Kai, a nice TP to make sure that kill goes. And N1 just on the edge of his HP pool was able to turn that armlet on and continue the beatdown. Down bottom, Aftershock with the blink in. Sunstrike going to be on top of him, but not going to be enough. Feared up, Wistor with the wand. Living for longer, uses the swap as well, and trying to run himself away, but will eventually go down. Aftershock, gonna take him out with the rock. And the tier 2 down here will fall. Milnil's army of skeletons, providing more than enough damage there. Second blink acquired, and the gank squad gonna be looking to go now.
Radiant's bottom tower is now a pile of dust.
Still just a 2k net worth lead, but with the tier 2, University of Illinois gotta feel pretty strong. They will smoke up after taking that tower with the double blink dagger. Supports as well coming, but this time RIT has the read and they'll get themselves away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
AMA player, Diffusal Blade ready, is going for that recovery Midas. So not necessarily your traditional order, but you'll get there in the end. I mean, you know Dota's in a state, right, when every hero wants to buy Midas. I clicked on this Warlock half expecting to see a Gloves of Haste in the inventory. Venge I didn't so much expect to see it on, but N1 could have gone it. I mean, so many heroes. He is going to run in towards the mid, and this time the gank finally going to connect from Illinois. Punch hanging around mid all this time, and not going to be able to get the Infest off. Was silenced up by that Phantom's Embrace. Never remember the name of that spell, just because I think of it as the dumb projectile silence. AMA player gonna look for the split heroes. RIT did stick 3 in this top while they TP'd mid to defend. Golem gonna be dropped on Aftershock to try and cancel out the chase. Nice upheaval on the back as well. The AMA player able to purge it off with the Dark Pact. Now in a lot of trouble in front, and his team slowed down by the upheaval, and now they're in trouble. Aftershock with the hook across, but is it gonna matter? Soulbind on 2, and yes, it absolutely will. Double kill there. Actually, cancel that as he only picked up one of them, and now Argent's sticking around too long. The blink back across from Aftershock takes him down as well. Warlock Golem trying to wreak some havoc on the backside, but the slows are out. Goldart Frog on the run, and will eventually take down this Golem as Milnil makes the run across. So some nice kills for the side of University of Illinois, but looks like that fight was off to a good start for RIT as AMA player. Sure, you're able to jump across the upheaval. Sure, you're able to purge it off and start to hit into heroes, but the rest of his team not able to do that, stuck in the upheaval, and he got taken down first, but it didn't matter. Hooked through, and they had the damage with the Soulbind. N1, we did see him change his mind. No longer going for that Radiance. He will be headed towards a Desolator, and really all-inning on this kind of early timing, because Clark has that recovery Midas, and it's being delivered to him now, so Yukare, Yakre, in some trouble. Looks like he'll be clicked down, and Spirit actually killed off him, so he'll be fine. Meanwhile, Kai has a big static link off Aftershock, but see what he'll be able to do with that is he does get hooked down to the low ground and trying to run his way away, but being ticked down by the Rot, and actually grabs the kill on the front. Stupa able to get away on the side, but N1 claims an extra kill on Goldart Frog, and Milnil now in some trouble, gets the blink out of the Ghostwalk, and they won't chase for any more, so will escape with his life. It's a messy fight there, and University of Illinois splitting their damage again. This time leads to the death of their mid-pudge. Just barely, but RIT will certainly take it.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped.
But I need so much more.
Argent working on that Hurricane Pike, and will be nice for him to be able to get away from the Pudge should he get hooked in. And it's still so crazy to me. I know it's been a long time since Invoker became universal and all, but seeing Invoker go for this like right-click style stuff, early Hurricane Pike, I'm not used to it. I mean, trying to channel up with a full inventory, so confused why he's not getting the Lotuses there, but don't worry about it. We did hear an Infest across in the mid lane. Kai carrying that Life Stealer. Desolator was completed, so Kai gonna be on the hunt here. He is a little bit by himself, but channels up the Watcher. He's gonna hit the scan. Still support's isolated on the back. He's gonna find AMA player on Kai. Infest is ready, gonna finally pop out, but the Shadow Dance is out, and now 2 cores against 4. Aftershock in a little bit of trouble. They are together, and one trying to go toe-to-toe, but he's gonna pop, and with no rage left, there he's gonna go down. Kai now stuck in trouble, and on the backline, we did see the supports controlled by Nil, so Kai actually takes down AMA player? What happened there? I looked away for a second. I guess he got enough static link and just got the kill. Meanwhile, fight not over yet as Nil gonna go take down Argent. Did see the Warlock roll and pick up an extra kill there, but what can you do as a Grimstroke? You get clicked a couple times by that thing and you just go down. Still a nice fight for the University of Illinois. I'm more surprised the AMA player went down, but can't click on the death summary. Oh. I see it? No. Whatever. What can you do? It was on the screen. You all saw it. I don't have replay. I'm gonna assume he just got static linked and clicked a little bit too hard by Razor. That Mantis Style complete. He does some damage. But University of Illinois, very happy through this game. 7k net worth lead here, 20 minutes in. And that lead should continue to extend. Midas was completed up on Slark, and AMA player going to continue to be strong. Meanwhile, Nil just pumping out damage in these fights, and an absolute beast. Top net worth in the game. He's working towards a BKB as well, so looking to create even more havoc. But Nil absolutely played that last fight well, by the way. Something that was off screen, but something I did manage to kind of mention, is he was in the river controlling those RIT supports, and by taking the Radiant supports out of the fight, it very much isolated the RIT cores on the front of the fight, so they dropped the Infest Bomb, but able to be controlled, and without that sequence breaker of the swap, without having the Golem come in, without a good Fatal Bonds, it's very hard for these RIT cores to just hit into people. They need other heroes to control for them. Right, Kai isn't jumping on the front stunning people. Sure, he's creating some chaos, but he's not gonna stop the Dismember. He's not gonna be able to allow his Lifestealer to hit, and kind of the same thing for Lifestealers. Just not in a position. He doesn't have that Basher. He's not gonna interrupt anything, so if he gets controlled, he's got one rage and that's it. And meanwhile, we're missing a kill in the jungle, as this is a very big one. Argent just goes down. So look away and you'll miss it. 40 kills here, 22 minutes in. 40 combined kills, that is. This AMA player gonna be a little bit aggressive here. Just walks up the triangle. Guy gets a small link on him, and that could set up a nice fight, as they're already missing Invoker. Milnil just gonna run forward looking for those supports. People gonna be channeled on the back, but it's not gonna slow him enough, as Wistor gonna go down, and AMA player gonna continue with looking for more. Yukare in trouble, gonna try and Shadow Amulet. The duck is there. 3 more kills for the University of Illinois, and they're gonna look to put on some pressure. They're gonna knock on the door here. Tier 2 about to fall. See what they want to go for now as well. Again, Roshan could be on the menu. Desolator in hand as well, so gonna have a pretty easy time taking that one. And now, top 3 cores have been achieved. University of Illinois, very commanding position in this game number 2. looking to close out the series in style. And ooh, I can't agree with this one. Argent, looking for this Aghanim Scepter. Cataclysm is a good spell, sure, but you're looking at Warlock Golem as your only real AoE stun. You have Tornado and Warlock Golem, and this team is not a Cataclysm setup team, so this net worth really just going to be wasted on your Invoker, and when you're already behind like this, dumping 4,000 gold into a dead item is very, very rough. Notably, is missing that urn as well. No Spirit Vessel on Invoker, and hard to play around here. Did see Roshan go down in the meantime.
Isn't well at the moment.
Got a little bit distracted myself by seeing that Aghanim Scepter in the Invoker inventory. Kept me on that top side a little bit longer, but was obviously going to go uncontested, right? University of Illinois now ready to knock on the door. They want to send the RIT heroes back to their base. And Milnil will just head straight up. They're going to force out some TPs if they have them on the RIT side, as they should. That's a very aggressive TP from Razor. Kai in front, sure, he's got the Infest Bomb, but there's only two heroes here. Soulblind and the Chain Thrust stumped out. Razor dies too fast for it to really bounce around, though, but... And one stun on the back. Skeleton's doing the work, even though the hook takes Milnil out, and... It was planned the whole time. Aftershock now going to jump in on the back, and this game looking all but over as Aftershock with the Ags doing the rot damage, takes another. AMA player took the support on the side as well, and Invoker gonna be your last casualty. Hooked up, dismembered up. More kills for Milnil, and bottom tower gonna go down, bottom rack's gonna go down, and bottom game gonna go down as game number 2 should be the last one of our set. Looks like RIT gonna go for one last hurrah here, but not gonna be able to take down AMA player with just that static link. Milnil claims another kill outside the fountain, and Illinois maybe looking to have a little bit of fun in the fountain before all is said and done. Instead, gonna head out for that mid wave. Here 2 did go down before, so Aftershock gonna keep himself up on the high ground. Gonna be forced back from the right pressure. AMA player wants in though. Infest's gonna be laid down, but Dismember gonna come out immediately. Soulbind after the Dismember, but two-man fear. Super actually goes down quickly. Swamp on the back. Whisper gonna go down straight away, and Kai in a lot of trouble. AMA player looking for the right click. Second pound's gonna take him down. Argent gonna go as well. This Dart Frog did take down N1 in the back on the Lifestealer, so 4 more kills their way for the price of a Lich. Aftershock ready to blow that Aegis. Upheaval in the back, and the AMA player is looking for him. Mikare is there with the invis, but not gonna last. Will go down underneath his tier 4s as well. RIT still don't want to call it, but Illinois says, that's fine, we'll just take your base, we'll take those racks, and we'll take them. GG. There it is. Goodness is right. Very clean game from University of Illinois. Nice win for them. Just take a quick look at a little bit of the post-game stats, but not a lot of doubt really in that game. University of Illinois. Lane stage went pretty well, besides for Slark having a little bit of a tough time up top, but able to recover. And I mean, look at Warlock net worth. That's kind of crazy. Like 1,000 gold at 10 minutes is very low. But yeah, never a doubt, really, never a doubt. So still a very nice game. I mean, it's a lot of fun to play these games. What can I say? RIT. We're the underdogs, but played the lanes very well in both games. I'm actually pretty happy with how they handled that. Obviously, as a team, could kind of build these mid-game fights and these mid-game timings a little bit better, and just kind of have a more thorough understanding of what construction they might want to achieve out of the fights. But overall, very, very capable in lane. So I think if they put together some of that team fight, some of that ideas of playing together, how to play and where to go, I think they can abuse some of this lane timings and not get snowballed so much. I think it's just a little bit of, it's simply put, it's a little bit of an outplay from University of Illinois, but they're the higher skilled players, and, ultimately that's what they're looking to do. Pretty coordinated from Illinois. They looked very strong. They looked comfortable on their heroes as well, and, we did see a little bit of weakness come out from them. AMA player, especially this game too, on the Slark, jumping out a little bit, maybe overconfident. And you see it sometimes when you get these heroes that are able to maybe do things others can't. So, and I touched on jumping through the upheaval. His hero can do that. Other heroes on his team cannot. And, a little bit of overconfidence, maybe forgetting that your team's not always going to be able to follow you. So, need to rein that back in a little bit if you're University of Illinois. Make sure that with these leads and when you kind of roll these games so fast, especially coming off game 1, you played really well, you took an early victory, make sure you don't go into game number 2 overconfident. Make sure that you're staying within your bounds and still treating it serious, because it's really easy to get in this mindset of, hey, we're better, we're gonna win, we did so well game 1, I'm just gonna go do whatever we want. And sometimes you can fall a little bit flat. So that being said, was very clean, was very coordinated, and just those few things to maybe mop up in the game to definitely elevate their level of team play. And it's something that, I talk about it every week. I probably talk about it every single time that I cast, but it's something that a lot of players at this level are not used. And I say at this level, meaning outside of pro teams, outside of people competing on real teams. And that's not a skill thing. That's a how much experience you have thing. People aren't used to communicating in this 5v5 captain's mode, private lobby type game. People are used to pubs where you have that limited communication. So it takes a lot of effort to really draw it out of people and start understanding that, yes, we can play this game like a coordinated system. Like we can present this idea that begins in our draft and it is prevalent throughout our gameplay. So always kind of worthwhile to touch on that. And the main reason I bring up kind of things to think about for both teams after these games is because it's very easy to get into this mindset as well of, we won these games, they were stomps, there's nothing we can learn from it. Any mistakes that we made were just because we were a little bit careless, because we were winning so hard, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I just like to remind people that, there's a lot that you can learn from winning games, and there's a lot that you can learn from winning games very hard. Just because, that's when you're thinking the least. Like, that's when your true kind of base tendencies get revealed, is when you're not thinking about the game. And if your base tendency is to play a part, if your base tendency is to kind of ignore the team, whatever it may be, right? That's something that you can work on as a player and you can work to address. So not to criticize anyone, but just to kind of plant those seeds of how we can move forward. I mean, players at this level in these teams don't have dedicated coaches. They don't have people watching replays for them. And very frequently, I mean, when I was on Northeastern, we didn't watch replays ourselves. We just kind of maybe talked about the game for a few minutes afterwards, and that was the end of it. So I kind of hope that some of this blanket statements that I put out after the game can inform teams to have a nice probing conversation where you might disagree with everything that I say about your team. You might say, our team comms in the game were not like that at all. Our mentality, we weren't thinking those things. But at the end of the day, hopefully it just makes you kind of think about what you were thinking about in the game and kind of taking anything you can from a winning game or from a losing game. So that's what I'll wrap it up with. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for casting. Yeah, I appreciate doing these games. I'm way in the future, so probably you won't even see this, but I really appreciate doing these games. I appreciate having the opportunity. It's kind of allowed me to flex some of my, old casting muscles that I've been out of, and I've been out of touch for a little while. And I think combined with being around TI time, I'm both excited, I'm ready to go, and I feel like I have a little bit deeper of an understanding just because of how much Dota I've been consuming recently. So, I kind of hope to continue this through the season. I hope to continue this through week 4. That being said, remember, the next upcoming weeks, I am going to be away. I'm going to TI in person, so Not going to be bringing you weeks 5 or week 6, but hopefully will be returned for week number 7. Hopefully my connection problems will be fixed by then. They should be. Fingers crossed, right? But they should be fixed by then, and I should be able to bring you some even better, more exciting content. So just really quick to wrap it up, we're going to take a look at the schedule. So we finished yesterday's games, we finished today's games. VODs will be up for those. The University of Toronto versus Indiana game, that VOD is live, so go check that game out. Today's game, RIT, University of Illinois. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about because we just watched it, but this VOD will be available later on tonight or tomorrow morning, so keep an eye out for that if you want to watch the replay. And then upcoming on Wednesday, you know, kind of placeholder, but also kind of realistic. Most likely we're going to be handling Georgia Tech versus Mississippi State, and then UCSD versus the other University of Illinois team, which, by the way, University of Illinois guys, I didn't know that you had 2 teams until last week when I was putting together my schedule, because one of those teams is in the East Coast and one of those teams is in the West Coast. So how cute would that be if we could have University of Illinois win both sides of the bracket, the East Coast and the West Coast? And if that does happen, I want to see the 2 teams play each other at the end of the season. So that is my pitch to you, is let's make it happen. Because those 2 teams will never play against each other in the regular season or in the playoffs. So if you want to have an in-house scrim, let me know. Let's make it sometime after I'm back. Let's make it sometime November or December. So I would be excited to do that. I'd love to bring that game to you guys as well. But I also have some quick standings. These are not updated with today's or yesterday's games, but just to flash them on the screen in case anyone is interested. I will be updating these as we go through the season as well. This game brought to you from the East Division. Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about these other than, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Georgia Tech, very strong team, most likely going to be top of the East number 2. And over here, Illinois strong. University of Toronto is quite strong. They did win their match yesterday, so up to 2-0 on the series for them. And we'll see their week number 4 upcoming. I'm not going to be handling that match, but maybe can bring it to you later on in the future as well. So those 2 teams, Georgia Tech on East 2 Division and University of Toronto, probably going to be the teams to beat, but still have an undefeated team in University of Illinois here in the East, so going to be a nice matchup to watch out for there as well. Into the West, we have a couple of undefeated teams in the British Columbia and UCSD side. Haven't actually watched any of the University of British Columbia teams' games either, so not sure how that's going out in the West. I've actually only handled, I think, 1 West Coast matchup, but always looking to do more. If any of them happen to be moved to 10 p.m. as well this coming week, I'll be handling that instead of the game that I pitched in the schedule, just because I will be able to do both of those live if possible. And I say that as reschedule has been requested in the UCSD versus University of Illinois game, so I will keep you posted there, but we'll be handling some game on Wednesday night. So that's all I have for you. So I'm once again, I'm very happy to have brought you these games. I have a lot of fun with it, and I hope that you have a lot of fun with it too. So I'll leave you with that. GG's to both teams. It was a nice series, even though the games were quick, even though it feels like RIT kind of got outplayed there. It was a lot of fun to do, and I hope the players had a lot of fun playing as well. So congrats to University of Illinois for the quick 2-0, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you Wednesday night. Till then, I'm Cool Hands, signing off. Bye-bye now.